I am now officially worried and scared for the future career of Conor McGregor. I think right now he's going down a road that will lead him to nothing but being a loser and probably never ever winning a fight in the UFC again. Every time we see this man, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on an interview, he looks like he's drunk, he's on drugs, and something is seriously wrong with him. And I don't blame him. I mean, he's Conor McGregor. He can do whatever he wants. He has more money than he needs. He has more money than me and anybody else who's probably watching this video right now. But I'm an MMA fan. I'm a fan of the UFC and the sport in general. And whether you like it or not, Conor McGregor is the best thing for the UFC and in MMA in general because of his name value and who he is as a person. And I really want him to beat Michael Chandler, but every time I see him, he just looks intoxicated. And it's sickening at this point. If you haven't already watched the Ariel Helwani interview, he can barely speak. He's basically mumbling, fumbling through his words. And when he does manage to get a coherent sentence out, it's this piece, and this piece, and you can't really understand or connect them together to figure out what he's actually even saying. He's lost. He's completely lost in whatever he's doing, his lifestyle, and it worries me how he's going to carry this attitude into a fight camp, because he has a fight with Michael Chandler that's going to be happening very soon. And if he sticks to this path, if he stays on the road that he's going on right now, he will get sparked out in the first round, out cold. His career will be done. I'll make a video titling it The Rise and Fall of Conor McGregor. It might get a ton of views, who knows? But bro, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make that video. I don't want people to hate on Conor McGregor. I want people, all the Conor hater fans, to rise up and be super excited that he got KO'd out cold in the first round, because we need him in the sport. He sells 1 million pay-per-views easy every time. And the UFC really struggles. I mean, they massively struggle to ever sell 1 million pay-per-views. And with Conor in there, it's light work. It's cake work. It's just easy to dunk him in, put him on a card, and bam, it's going to sell 1 million. Put some of your big names, your big stars, or people who you want to have a bigger name after this pay-per-view card, put them on the undercard, and bam, they can even get a bigger name just by being on a Conor McGregor card. So we need him. No matter how you want to shake it up, we need him. And we know what he's on. Let's be honest. Obviously, he's drinking. Every time we see him, he's drinking. But we know what he's on. He's on that booger sugar, man. He's sniffing a little bit too much of that blow. He needs to chill out. And whenever he's drinking or doing anything of the sorts, it's so cringe. There was an interview, I think he was playing, like, I don't know if it was a poker game or whatever he was doing, but he was playing some sort of game in a casino, and some guy asked him a random question about Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. And granted, he sounded pretty coherent in it, but he just didn't seem like he was all the way there. And it's kind of cringe. I respect him for answering the guy's question. Like, I respect that, but it's so cringe to me. Another incident that he had was he actually met Ryan Garcia backstage and was giving him this huge pep talk about how he wants to see them rematch with no rehydration clause or something like that. It was beyond cringe. You could tell he was intoxicated. He was in Monaco at an F1 tour partying. And I get it, you can party all you want. When you're Conor McGregor, you can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care, but you have a fight coming up, and it's a direct, and I mean a direct contrast to what Michael Chandler is doing. What do you guys think? Like, let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? What do you think Michael Chandler is doing right now? You think he's partying in Monaco? You think he's going to Vegas and getting drunk? You think he's out there just having a good time on that booger sugar? What do you think he's doing? I can almost guarantee you right now that Michael Chandler is in the gym training his ass off, because this right now is the biggest fight of his career and will probably be the biggest fight ever in his career. And the only way he can ever have a bigger fight than the one he's going to have with Conor McGregor is if he rematches him. Let's say he wins and gets a rematch, which is extremely unlikely in the first place. But if it does happen, that would only make it bigger. And honestly, it probably won't even be bigger, because Conor McGregor will be almost I wouldn't say he wouldn't be a low name anymore, but he wouldn't be as big as a name. People will give up the hope of Conor McGregor if he gets starched in the first round by Michael Chandler. Let's be honest here. And the biggest evidence of this that I kind of have a somewhat sort of idea that Michael Chandler is in their training is just look at their Instagrams. Take one peek at either of their Instagrams, and it's again, a direct contrast. I see Michael Chandler on here. He's lifting weights, going heavy in the gym, getting his work in, getting his training in. And then I see Conor McGregor, partying. He's out in Monaco. He's out in America, Florida, Vegas, doing whatever he wants to do, having a great time, taking pictures, talking to people, getting drunk, getting intoxicated, not being able to form a sentence. Like, it's such a different contrast. It's ridiculous. And to be a little bit more fair to Conor, this might be his last bender before he gets really hard on himself and gets super strict and goes in the gym and just trains his butt off. This might be that. He might just be getting his last urges, his last fulfillment of booger sugar before he goes out and he does whatever he wants to do in his training camp and really gets locked in and focused. But you can't be doing that. You just can't be doing it. I can almost guarantee you Michael Chandler right now is not out here doing all kinds of sort of things. And maybe I'm wrong. Let me address that first. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Conor is not doing any of this, but it's so different. Like when you watch any of his past interviews, especially in his prime, he talks so eloquently. He speaks very, very well. And you see the recent interviews and it's like, bro, what are you even talking about? What are you even saying? How are you even a functioning human being? It's clear, it's obvious, he's on a bender. He's been doing the word, I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, but he's been doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing, and it's really obvious. He's on something. It makes sense. I'm pretty sure that he's friends with a certain group of people that can import that kind of stuff into Ireland, and he's Conor McGregor, so he can get it pretty much anywhere he wants. So I'm pretty sure he has an active influx of that coming into wherever he's at. I just don't like it, man. I hate that this is happening, and I want him to be focused. I want him to be locked in and charged up and ready to go, and I think he will. Some people are saying that he won't even make it to the fight. That's not true. Conor has always shown up. Even when he's been injured, he's shown up. So I don't expect him to not make the fight or even pull out of it. But if I'm him, or if you are Conor McGregor, you have to be thinking, you're coming off one of the worst injuries in UFC history. When people break their leg, like how Conor McGregor did, they don't really make a good comeback afterward. Look at Silva. We haven't even seen Chris Weidman come back. So if you want to be that guy, if you want to be that dude to break the mold, to have that kind of good comeback story, eventually work your way into a title shot again. Maybe if he beats Chandler, and then he might get the winner of Poirier, Gaethje, fight them, beat them, then right there, UFC loves him, so he's right in line for another title shot if that happens. That's his way back to a lightweight championship fight, which would be crazy, by the way. But he wants to be that guy. He needs to lay off the stuff. He needs to get focused, get in that training camp, get that weight down, and get big, bro. And he claims, like I've watched interviews, he claims that he trains 3 times a day. To me, that's a lie. He also said in the Hawani interview that he wasn't drinking, but I mean, bro, I think you're lying.
The whole lot. It's almost like torture to me, because this point seeing you now a few minutes down, I'm not going to drink it. This will be if I'm not going to drink, because I'm going to train 3 times a day. And I tell you why, when I trained this morning, I don't usually train 3 times. I just feel like 3 times a day. I'm a little man. It's just a big fight tomorrow for KD, and Sam 18, you know what I mean? I look.
But then again, like he wants to be that mold, and he has to get back in there and get focused and get locked in. And I'm worried about it. Honestly, I don't think he'll beat Chandler. Coming off one of the worst injuries in UFC history, and a guy that you're fighting is locked in with the biggest fight of his career, where he can make loads and loads of money off of you. I just don't see how he can will or have more heart in certain situations than Michael Chandler does. And then again, like Michael Chandler does have the IQ of a snail sometimes, where he can throw this fight away. And I think when it comes to just pure styles and stylistic matchups, I think Conor McGregor has the style to completely embarrass Chandler. But if you're not coming in, if your body isn't used to taking punches, if you're soft body and you're not doing as much as you used to do, if you're not as active, like even in football, there's a reason why players in the beginning of the football year get hurt easier, because their bodies aren't accustomed, their bodies aren't used to the damage or taking hits in a football game. So it's the same ordeal in fighting, but if you're partying and doing all the other things that you shouldn't be doing, your body's only going to be more fragile. I think that this is the end of the road for Conor. This is his career, and that I will have to make that video, unfortunately. But let me know what you think. Give me your opinion in the comments below. I love hearing those things. I also do stream the fights this Saturday, so if you want to watch me and have a live companion, come join in, say what's up to me. I would love your company. But that's all I have for right now. Peace.